Hey guys, welcome to a quick little 10-minute post-tennis stretch. Now today, we're gonna be just down on the mat. So if you'd like to get comfy now, down on your mat, and we'll get cracking. So, first thing we're gonna do, nice and simple, is we are just simply gonna stretch our ankles. Now, having worked with lots and lots of different people and lots of different clients over the years, I've found that a lot of people have restrictions in their ankles. So it's really, really beneficial if you can stretch out these ankles every single day. It's going to improve movement patterns like walking, if you're running, any sport you're going to play. Having nice, healthy, strong feet is a really, really nice place to start that foundation for the strong body. So we're just going to stretch into these ankles. If you find this really horrible, if you feel like it's cramping, if you feel like you're just excruciatingly pain, just bring the hands forward a little bit and lift the bottom off a little bit and see if you can just gently edge that back. We're aiming that we can get sitting on our heels like so, and that there's no space between the floor and our ankles, okay? So we're gonna hold this for about another 30 seconds. Might seem like a long time, might seem like I'm torturing you, but I promise you it's for the good of your health, guys. Good, so we're just sitting up here, nice. Love, you got about 15 seconds left. If you find this really easy, you can just gently bring the weight back and maybe the knees come off the floor a little bit and we just stretch into those ankles like so. If that seems like excruciating painful, just like I said, work anywhere you can from here all the way between back to here, okay? You've got 10 seconds left. Lovely. Good, you've got 5 in 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, good guys. So just to counteract that, we're gonna lift up these heels like so. Good, so I'm just gonna take my socks off so you can see what's happening with the feet. And what we're doing is we're going to, just throwing that out of shot, guys. My cameraman's looking like a crazy person. We're gonna stretch out the back of our toes. So we're gonna really let the toes come under and we're sitting back onto those heels. So what's happening now is you're gonna feel a really deep stretch in these toes. So I'm feeling this on the under part of the feet. Again, it's a real area that's commonly ignored with stretching. So it's a really nice way to get nice and loose in those feet. Good, that's it. You've got 3 and 2 and 1. Really good, guys. I best take the other sock off so I don't look like a crazy person with one sock on. Up next, I'm gonna come to face you with this one, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn your hands around like so and put them on the floor. So I'll just show you from the side. So the palms are down on the floor, fingers are pointing back towards you. So remember, to find that spot, you twist outwards, don't twist inwards. You'll find you won't be able to quite get around there. So this is sort of the baseline stretch for these forearms. If you feel really, really loose here, you can just sit back onto those heels and stretch further into these forearms like so. If that's really, again, very, very painful for you, come back up to all fours and just see if you can keep the elbows straight and work into those forearms. I know a lot of people get very, very tight forearms from lack of stretching through. It can change though. The more you do it, the more you can change that, okay? Good, you've got about 10 seconds left on this one. And then we're gonna take our hands around to the front. Last 5 seconds, nice and neutral spine. 3, 2, and 1. Good, so now you're gonna point the fingers forward like so. So just like normally, how you'd normally sit in all fours, and we're gonna get this back mobilized a bit. So we're gonna push the floor away, looking down to our navel. Then we'll reverse that, looking up to the sky. So as you can see, I've dropped my belly button to the floor when I look up, and I pull the belly button away from the floor and squeeze the bottom when I look down. That's it. So you're gonna move through this, just do about 10 of these together. So you just gain this spine as flexible as possible. When we have a stiff back, when we have a stiff lower back especially, it's usually due to either inactivity or stiffness or a mix of both. So what you can do to combat that is just get it moving. That's literally, movement is the medicine for things like stiff backs, okay? So the more you move it, the more you can encourage that blood flow, the less stiffness you're gonna feel in your everyday life. Trust me, I'm a personal trainer. That's it, so good. We'll do one more of these. Lovely, and then just come back to that neutral spine again. Now, what we're gonna do now, we're gonna do two different exercises. They're both technically called thread the needle. So I'm just gonna show you from the front so you can really see what's happening. I'm gonna loop one hand underneath my shoulder like so, and then I'm gonna open that hand up to the sky, keeping the hips nice and still. So from the side, it'll look a lot like this. Twisting under, opening up like so. Again, try to keep those hips still. Try and keep the hips stacked over the shoulders. Sorry, hips stacked over the knees, shoulders stacked over the hands. That would be tricky, wouldn't it? Stacking your hips over your shoulders. That's it. 3 more. That's it. Encourage that spinal flexion, that lovely rotation. And last 1. Fabulous. Now I'm going to turn around just so you can see what's going on. I'm going to do the other side. Here we go. So that one arm threads underneath, opens to the side. Good. That's it. Imagine if you stretched after every single time you played tennis, every single time you played sports, your body would really thank you for that, okay? Lovely. Great. Have a little rest there. Good. Up next, we're going to do that second exercise for the thread the needle. So it works very similarly, but we're actually going to rest the arm under there. So from the front, it's going to look like this. Dropping that arm down to the floor and just hanging over. Bottom is nice and high. So I'm going to show you from the side. We're just going to loop one hand under and just relax down like so. We're going to hold this for about 20 seconds on this side. If you can't quite get the shoulder down, see if you can press it into the floor. If you find that really, really easy, just relax the head down and just have a little rest there. Good, you've got 5 seconds left in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, I'm gonna flip round so I don't lose you. Here we go, other side, sweep that hand underneath like so. Should feel really nice. Good, 15 seconds left. I'm even feeling this right the way into the lower spine, which is great. It's exactly what we want. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Nice one, guys. Good. So coming back to all fours. Last couple of stretches for our little post-tennis stretch. All we're going to do is we're going to lift up our hips into the air. And as you can see, if you've ever done any yoga, it's kind of getting very famous now, this name. It's called the downward facing dog. You may or may not have heard of that. And as you just pedal those calves into the floor, have a quick look at me. I'm just alternating calves, pressing into the floor. Try and get the head as close to the feet as possible so those shoulders are getting a little stretch too. Good. In 3, 2, and 1. Lovely, good. Having a little rest there. Last stretch for this little 10-minute quick post-tennis stretch. Really important is quads and hips. So I'm actually going to do 2 more stretches, sorry. Rolling onto our sides. Top foot grabs that top hand, or vice versa, sorry. Top hand grabs the top foot, and then you're going to squeeze the knees together. And then you're trying to squeeze the bottom too. So you're really going to elongate through that quad. So that quad is that top of that leg. Lovely. Squeezing the knees together. And good. Have a little rest there. Let's do the other side. So I'm just going to roll. You can roll over. And then let's do the other side here. So grab that foot with that hand. Squeezing the knees together. You may feel a lovely stretch up the front of that quad. If you don't really feel much, squeezing into the bottom, and that whole area will just elongate. Very good. You've got 3, 2, 1. Let's do one last stretch for these hips. Nice and simple. You're going to come up onto one foot, one knee, like so. I'd like to squeeze the bottom as hard as you can. If you find that's enough stretch in that hip flexor, can you see that I've really squeezed the bottom, the whole hip flexor will extend. If you find that really tough anyway, you can stay there. If you'd like to add a little bit more, just stretch up and away from that hip flexor over the top, like so. You'll get a nice big loose opening of that hip, really all the way down in here. Good, let's do the other side. So remember, the first thing to do, really important, squeeze that bottom, that whole structure will tuck under, and then you're going to stretch up and over like so. Keep that bottom squeezed. Lovely. Here we go. Staying there, you've got 5. Good. In 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Alrighty. Give yourself a little rest there. So, no excuses now to not stretch after tennis. That was just a cheeky little 10-minute post-tennis stretch.